Well, a lot of things could be helped by simply just doing like you said, people staying calm and doing the right thing. A lot of times people will try to run from the police or they'll try to escape or even if it's
Make it worse on
yeah,
themselves.
make it
Yeah,
worse.
they do.
Yeah.
And there's been a few fatalities involved in that. Somebody scared and they pull out a weapon, and automatically you're going to protect yourself.
Yes.
And it's sad to say, but a lot of people's lost their lives by simply pulling out a gun on the wrong person. And I'm sure that's one thing you hate to have to do, but you have to protect and serve yourself.
Yeah. And it's just like whenever you have that relationship going into, I mean, some people are going to push your buttons and try and raise you up. I'm not a bully. I'm not, going to use those tactics. I'm going to do my best to do my job with nobody getting hurt unless that's what I'm saying, they make the choices. But there's a lot of times with people that I do arrest and we're sitting in the car or on our way to jail or sitting in the jail. There's a lot of times I just say, I listen to their side of the story. I listen to what happened to them, why they're involved, and then right away they say, Denny, I'm hooked on this stuff. And that gives me the opportunity as a sheriff. I can make my decision then. The decision I make a lot of times is just pray with them.
Exactly.
And I've had some of the biggest, worst guys you would think that you sit down and pray with them, break down, and say, Denny, I've done my family wrong. I've done this, this, and this. And I said, man, you just need some help.
Exactly. And then when you get behind the wheel of that vehicle and you're an addict or you're drunk or you're on prescription pills and things of that nature, you're not only taking your life for granted, you're taking the people's lives around you for granted.
Right.
So you're always constantly watching out for things like that, drinking and driving, people on the highways that don't need to be on the highways, and keeping our roadways safe.
Yeah. And, and it's just like, being a second chance sheriff. Sometimes the first chance is I just see a lot of activity at a house. I just go up and knock on the door, and I really don't have any real right to be there other than what I've seen. And I just talk to people. I say, this is what I've seen. I've had guys actually, I had a guy that was going to go out a second-story window one night, and we sat there and talked. I just sat down. We talked for about 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. The time we came down, he gave me his stuff. He gave me his next shot. He gave me his meth. He gave me his stuff. We ended up, he had to go to jail because I did have a warrant for him. That's why I was there. But able to talk to people and find out why they're doing the things that they're doing, rather than just just because I can do that, have that opportunity to talk to them one more time before. I mean, that might be their opportunity.
Touch on that, James.
Right. Yes, because I've seen him in work, and I've seen him do this, and it's amazing, by just sitting down talking like he's saying. At least he's one that can do that, and he can talk to people. And that there makes a world of difference about stuff, and it changes a lot of people's lives, and they decide to get the help they need. And I think that's one thing you see so much of it, people asking for get the help that they need,
Right.
instead of fighting it.
Exactly. And being under cooperation. A lot of people are unwilling to cooperate. If you pull over a vehicle on the side of the road, you ask them to shut off their vehicle. If they don't shut it off, you've automatically got a problem. If they don't roll down their window, you've automatically got a problem. You need to follow the orders of the sheriff. You're in control.
Well, that's also where that's a real balancing act for me right there, because there's things that happen at a traffic stop that people have rights, and also it's my job to protect their rights. Just because an officer comes up and tells you do this, this, and this, you have to listen for a reason as to, is he right in what he's doing as well?
Right.
And I don't mean follow all the rules just because an officer tells you that. To a certain point. That's a real fine line right there, because there's some things that takes a search warrant for. There's some things that take, different paperwork. That just because, and I know that's hard. It's hard to make that balance there. I don't want to hurt the officers out there either, but I want them to act what their sworn oath was too, to protect their rights, but yet we have to have an absolute that we go by.
Exactly. But things that you're looking for tags being up to date. You're looking for just their license. They got to be on license.
Right.
They got to have insurance.
Yes.
To have that vehicle on a public road. What about motorcycles or four-wheelers riding out on the public roads?
You're going to get me in trouble now, aren't you?
Put him in deep water.
Okay, here's what I tell people on the four-wheelers. There's some people say a four-wheeler has no reason to be on the road. I know our area. I know who's a farmer. I know who's not. We've got cattle on one farm, and the other farm's maybe a quarter mile away. You're riding your four-wheeler over there, just to check your cattle.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not going to bother that person. Here's what I tell people. I said, if you bring attention to yourself and there's a victim, you've got a problem with it.
Right. Oh yeah.
So.
But now there's a difference. If a big four-wheeler's going down through Main Street, just a flying, running up on the sidewalks.
That's what I mean. You bring attention to yourself.
What do you think about that, Mr. James?
Well, that can be dangerous. It is.
Right.
But just like they say, there's a lot of farmers and stuff and people all over the counties that
Right.
gets out and go check on the cattle and stuff. But also you got a lot of young people that gets out here and just wants to ride on the highway. And I've seen them myself riding wheelies down the highways.
Right.
And not only putting themselves in danger of getting hurt or killed, they're also put other people at risk too. It is.